right, ladies and gentlemen, this is Smooth Daddy, and welcome to the first episode of Daddy's Home, or the S.H.I.E.L.D. Spotlight, or the S.H.I.E.L.D. Showcase, or whatever we choose to call it. But this is my man right here, Christian Typo Buchanan.
How's it going? Right. How's it going?
What's happening, fam? How's your family doing?
Hey, man, family's doing great, man. We're just living our best life, doing what we can, man.
That's all you can do right now. All right, recently you just did the Classified show. How'd that go? How'd that work out?
Classified show went amazing. London Music Hall really put on with their staff and the event. Everything was to a T. It was perfect. Good crowd. I brought my A game. The crowd loved it. Made a lot of new fans that night, man. And shout outs to Classified and Habitual, man. That show was amazing.
That's what's up. I'm going to show a little bit of the highlights that you sent me to make sure everybody gets a little bit of vibe of what you put out there. Just had your recent release of Till the Wheels Fall Off. How's that going for you?
It's going really good, man. The streams are coming in still. I would say that it is definitely the successor to Habitual, my previous project. It's a step forward. It's a step up. I'm happy with it. The fans love it. That's what really matters, man. I really like that project.
All right, yeah, man. I listened to it the other day. You sent it to me a while ago, but I took some time to really listen to it last week, and Habitual, because when we met, you got in just before the wire, just under the wire when it came to that S.H.I.E.L.D. The 519ers set.
Yeah, I remember that.
And you came in there. Matter of fact, let's give a listen to that, because we put that S.H.I.E.L.D. thing on. I had it all set up, man. I swear to God, I had the stamp was licked and the envelope was getting closed. And you was like, yo, man, do I still got time? And I was like, yeah, we got a minute and a half. You can get yours in. And then you came with this.
Sometimes it's better to just cut your losses and start fresh. It's never too late. There's a world of opportunity for the heartbroken and damaged. You just gotta take the first steps. I admit that I was used to it. Whole school, but I'm feeling like the new student. The dudes knew the who's who. Abused fool, tripping up all over my words. Now that's a true nuisance. Who's useless? Bitch, I don't know, but I've been feeling cutthroat. You is cup soda. Fake ass hoe rolling up with high rollers. Razors on the plate, and I don't mean Motorola.
Yeah, man, this is such a throwback.
So this is before you even really started writing for yourself. Were you writing at this time, or?
Oh, I've been writing and performing since I was 15, brother. I've been doing this a long time, but I've only been really getting serious the past couple years. I think I joined up with you on the S.H.I.E.L.D. project, like right around the time I just started getting really serious. Right. But yeah, I've been doing this for a while, man.
No doubt. You said you've been writing longer than you've been performing and whatnot. Now, what first of all, let's go back. Let's take it back. What got you into hip hop? How old are you right now?
I'm 26.
So you're 26. All right. So the mid 90s, you were born in the mid 90s. So it's not like you were listening right then and there, but what was your introduction to hip hop? Was it your family? Was it your friends at school?
It was my mom, to be honest, because I used to listen to a lot of alternative rock. And then my mom, she brought me home. She used to go back and forth to the States and whatnot. We have family out there. And she brought me home the Ludacris, it's the album with him with the dog on the leash. I remember listening to that, being like, this is dope. This is new. And from there, I got into Black Eyed Peas, like Monkey Business was the album. And that was a lot of hip hop. That was a lot of it was a big collaboration of hip hop and other genres. And that got me into hip hop really hard.
Oh, no doubt. So that was when you were still young. So when did you start writing?
I started writing like around 13, I started writing poetry. Like 12, 13, I was writing poetry. And then I started thinking I could put this on a beat. I could do rap. I started freestyling with my friends and all that. And they'd all tell me, oh, you're such a dope freestyler. You should try being a rapper, blah, blah, blah. And here we are, man. Yeah.
But again, with that, was it you and a bunch of friends in a clique at school around the lunch table? Was it you by yourself in your bedroom?
Oh, we would skip out and we go smoke a bunch of weed and just freestyle and whatnot. We just wanted to smoke weed and rap. That's what it was back then. We cut school and go smoke weed and rap, man.
What's your burning drive? What's inside you that says, okay, there's no other option?
Because I want this shit. My mom told me I could do anything I wanted if I just stick to it and do my best, and that's what I
Right.
live by. If I want it, and I do, I've wanted this for years, then I'm gonna go do it. As long as I want it, I'm gonna keep trying for it, and that's the determination. That is the drive. It's just no, that's what I want. That's what I love
Right.
to do. And if I can make myself financially stable off of that, doing what I love to do, I'll love every day of my life.
Okay, I can take that. Now, now with that, does your family support you? Do your circle really support you? They're showing up at your shows, they're encouraging you. Do you find
Yeah.
there's love in your circle?
Yeah, I felt like I was actually just talking to a friend today about after the classified show. It was really cool because it's in my city. A lot of the local rappers, a lot of the local OGs that I've worked with over the years, they came out to support, dap me up after my set, messaging me this and that, and this, that, and the third. My mom's always supported me. Everyone in my family and my friend circle that is still in my friend circle, or people that I have respect, like a respectable rapport with,
Yeah, yeah.
they've all supported me. They all got love for me.
That's excellent, man. That makes the journey so much easier. It's always going to be a struggle, but it makes
Yeah,
it a lot easier when you don't always have a hand pulling you up, but you have somebody pushing from behind, right?
for sure.
That really helps. So speaking of the classified show, that must be a highlight of your career so far. What else do you think is a highlight of your career? One of the highlights.
I opened for Cool G Rap once in Toronto at Revival Bar and Lounge. I believe that was 2018. That one was really big because that was the first time Cool G Rap performed over the border, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
They cleared him, they got him through, and I remember I got hit up by Alex Christian. Shout outs to him. He saw me opening for, I want to say, Dirty Doc in London. And he told me, he goes, take my information down. I'm going to want to get you on something. And he called me and he told me, hey, you want to come to Toronto, open for Cool G Rap?
Right.
Now, that's a highlight right there. That was a big one.
That's what's up. That's what's up right there, man. I can't say I've ever done anything like that, and I'm very proud of you, especially in such a short span of what you've been saying you've done. You know what I mean? Like you started writing, you started rapping, and then performing, and you've already got a couple big shows under your belt. Kudos for you and your drive. So we know that your passion and your family motivates you and drives, but where does that fight come from? I know your mom said you can do anything, but what if there is no hip hop? What if there's no rap for Christian Typo Buchanan? What do you do next? Is there another option?
Well, there is another option. I like to stay focused on what I can get and what I want to get, but there is another option, and that's to live life and enjoy life. And part of that is to find another occupation or another passion. Maybe not a passion, but something to, at the very least, make it so I can live a meaningful life. Give me the money that I need to live a meaningful life. People love to say that you can just rap. You can just be a rapper. You can just go out and spit bars, get discovered, but it takes a lot of money to do that. Right now I'm working full time. I just worked every day of the week this week and a couple 12 hours in there. I've done this for the last 3 weeks in a row. That's to fund my craft, to do what I love. If there's no hip hop, then what I basically can do is make sure I enjoy the rest of my life is to the fullest potential.
Well, that's what's up. And it's good to hear young people speak that way and speak to others that way. You understand? I hope you don't mind me calling you. I know you're a grown man, but I hope you don't mind me calling you a young person. I'm almost 50.
Of course, man. Of course, man. No, I hear you. And I don't take that disrespectfully at all, man. But I want to say one thing to anybody who is listening, who's like, oh, I'm going to blow up, I'm going to do this. All of the blow up artists spent years of their life investing in their craft before they blew up. You might not have known their name. You might not have never seen them on your TV or your YouTube before they blew up, but they were working their asses off and investing money and time.
Oh, yeah.
You need money and time. You can't just get picked up like Justin Bieber did with Usher, or like Usher did with Justin Bieber off YouTube. Yeah. That's a 1 in a million shot, and you might get lucky, but don't bet on luck. Bet on dedication and consistency.
Yeah, and all them people on American Idol, they're confident. They're confident as a motherfucker, until they get them auditions. You know what I mean? And you see what the auditions are all about. So, you know what I mean? Just because you think you have talent doesn't mean you have talent. But even if you have talent, doesn't mean anybody's going to trip over your talent and find you. Right?
Exactly. A lot of times the people who have more dedication and consistency and drive are the ones who get picked because it's a longevity thing too. It's like, let's say you're the most talented person in the world. What if you get put under the spotlight and you crack? Like there's so many things to take into account when it comes to actually thinking what happens after I blow up.
Great. Oh yeah. No, I'm glad you started speaking on this because when it comes to success, people like Drake had to go south. People like Kanye had to go to New York from Chicago. All right. Have you ever considered maybe relocating? You know, somebody like Joyner Lucas, though, I believe he's out of Maryland. And I think he made it there. I don't think he really had to relocate to make a name for himself, but that's given social media.
Yeah.
So what do you think?
I've noticed with a lot of my analytics, like Spotify tells you everything, right? Spotify for Artists will tell you where all of your fans reside, where your most plays are. A lot of mine, actually most of mine, are now coming from the States with the release of my new album because No Cages got picked up in the algorithm really, really easily. And it actually kind of it had like a small spree of virality where I got a lot of views and a lot of streams in a short time. And most of them came from the States. And
That's
like,
nice.
yeah, and I feel like the States, and I can't say much because I haven't really been to the States in recent years, but each state has a different sound, right? Like there's Dirty South, there's West Coast, there's Boom Bap from the NY, there's all this other or East Coast, I mean, not just NY.
Right.
But so anyways, you can go to the States and have a variety of sound. Canada's sound is kind of one genre of its own hip hop.
It's hard, yeah. Well, go ahead.
No, sorry, I'm catching myself there because I'm just thinking of all these different Canadian artists now. Anyways, point of what I'm saying.
I was about to say it too, you know, because I'm coming across them now that I've been doing this and researching and trying to find more and more because, you know what, the point I want to get across, and I don't want to speak on myself, but the reason I'm doing this is because the people that have a name have their name, they have their platform, they have their energy, they have their videos, they have their streams, they have their everything. So I'm trying to find the people that nobody's heard of yet, or that more people need to hear about. You know what I mean? Because I think people need to hear about Typo. You know, like, matter of fact, I'm still surprised that what you offered us on that 519er album was you in the beginning of your career. Like, that was dope.
Yeah, but much love, much love. And so to answer your last question quick, because I kind of derailed there, I went on a little bit of a ramble. To answer your question, yeah, I've thought of relocating.
Is there a mecca for hip hop anymore? Like New York was the mecca.
Like with the spread of genres and like Spotify and all the subdivisions of hip hop, there really is no mecca, as you said, for hip hop right now. There's no real like point where everybody converges to get noticed. Because you could blow up anywhere right now. You could do anything anywhere and really get noticed.
And I imagine that's social media, right?
Yeah, social media. You could be from New York and rap like a guy from Texas and get noticed in Texas because of Spotify.
What do you recommend people do? What do you think the best place to put your resources is? You know what I mean?
Strategy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you have a limited budget, you just MC, you think you're kind of dope, you think you should do a couple $100 videos and put them on YouTube, you think you should get them on Spotify and try to get them on playlists. Like, what do you think works best?
I'd say go to Spotify, go to SoundCloud. I'd say release singles over albums. Invest your money into singles as they release. It's a lot more cost effective to grab one single and put like $500 into it, $1,000, whatever your budget is for promotion, than it is to release an album and try to do that for every single song. Right. And like doing videos and whatnot, I feel like videos are good too, but you need to have somewhat of a fan base, or else the algorithm on YouTube doesn't really kick like it does on Spotify. Like YouTube usually draws from your own viewers and then what people view that's similar. But with so many rappers in the world, it's a really saturated market. With Spotify, you can actually invest into submitting to playlists, things like that.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's good advice for young people that are coming up, because so many times people just don't know where to put their resources. You know, they think that, okay, let me get on this show, to get on this local show. Well, are you really going to get a fan base locally? Well, I'm sure you are, but are they going to buy enough to support you? No, that's not going to happen. You know what I mean? So you really got to push it on a bigger worldwide scale. You know, I mean, sometimes even outside of this, North America.
I do think you should do local. I do think you should start somewhere, and you should do some local gigs, though. Regardless of earning a fan base, just to sharpen your tools. And also because those things can lead to networking where you can go do tours eventually or be tour support, and that can boost your fan base if it's done correctly.
Big time.
Yeah.
Big time. If you interact properly, you know what I mean? If you're one of those people that stays to the end of the show and you actually want to interact with the people and you know, get to know people and whatnot, then networking is a beautiful thing.
Definitely. And that's as I said before earlier. That's how I met Alex Christian, who put me on the Cool G Rap show in Toronto. Was him coming to a local London show and seeing me perform.
Okay.
It can't happen.
We do have one of your videos here, Lay Low, that you just released. Matter of fact, you got a good number of views on here already. And that this is going to be my first time watching this, so I hope you don't mind me just kind of zoning out and checking this out while you listen.
Go for it.
All right, man.
I've been riding so long on my lay-lo, lay-lo, lay-lo. I've been grinding so long for the payroll, payroll, payroll. One time say it loud in my city, I'm just trying to make a full-blown crowd in my city, boy. One time say it loud in my city, I'm just trying to make them all go wild in my city. They been trying to catch me, they been trying to find me. 519 Low City, still grinding. Remind them, I'm from the place where the gators grin. And if you get caught slipping, then we play to win. They busy trying it, I'm busy taking it. They better leave quick before we break it in. I remember me being considered a dope boy. Now I bring the flames, they don't want no smoke, boy. Whoa. I've been with the demons, I know you see and believe it. I wear my stripes so proud, like the cleanest Adidas. There ain't no meeting between us, y'all ain't a leader, y'all wildin'. You better not try me, whoa. I've been riding so long on my lay-lo, lay-lo, lay-lo. I've been grinding so long for the payroll, payroll, payroll. One time say it loud in my city, I'm just trying to make a full-blown crowd in my city, boy. One time say it loud in my city, I'm just trying to make them all go wild in my city. Props to all my OGs and the ones before, the ones hungering and praying just for something more. To all my haters busy waking up for work before 4, watch me kill it in my city before I'm on tour. Sup God, I'm the Low City underdog. I ain't sitting in your top 3, then there's something wrong. They said they hot shit, homie, what you puffing on? Only way you'll be a top pick if I'm fucking gone. But that ain't gonna happen, you capping and we don't feel y'all. Never known to slack the attack until the deal's called. Real talk, I'ma run this shit until the wheels off. Watch a nigga peel off, whoa. I've been riding so long on my lay-lo, lay-lo, lay-lo. I've been grinding so long for the payroll, payroll, payroll. One time say it loud in my city, I'm just trying to make a full-blown crowd in my city, boy. One time say it loud in my city, I'm just trying to make them all go wild in my city.
Yeah, man. People be loving that joint.
Was that?
I said people be loving that joint, especially live. They all love to sing
I'm
along.
saying that shit there is a live joint right there. Who's your top 3? Just off the top of your head, top 3 people in your playlist right now. I'm not talking all time. I'm not trying to get in that.
In my playlist? Like in my
right now, the top 3 people you're listening in your playlist.
Armani White. Shit. Shoot, that's rough. I listen to so much different shit. Armani White, I'ma still say Meek Mill. Armani White, Meek Mill, shit. DMX.
All right.
Yeah.
All right then. So you're somebody that believes in the history of hip hop and that okay, I shouldn't suggest what you think. Do you believe in the history of hip hop and it has its value, or do you think what has happened is gone and what's new is what's up?
I feel like it has its value for sure. I feel like it's really cool to know the history of hip hop and to know how far it's come and to know its roots. I don't feel like we should gatekeep against people necessarily because they don't embrace it so much. But I do understand the value of it.
Okay. Respect to that. Now, how do you think, Kate, with what you offered on the 519ers being one of your earlier recordings, I'm assuming that's one of your earliest recordings?
I've recorded. No, I had a mixtape before that. It's one of my earlier professional recordings, like more serious. Yeah.
All right. So now, how do you think your style or your abilities have evolved over these years?
I feel like I've gotten a lot more aggressive with my flow. I feel like I've just found my pocket more. I found more what the sound I want to sound like rather than experimenting. Like I've experimented enough now where I know what I want to sound like. I know the sound that I like.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like I've just more perfected my sound.
All right. So that means you write for yourself, or do you write for what your fans are expecting to hear from you?
I write for myself, but I also write about things that I feel my fans can relate to. Like I had a song, Demons and Leviathans, that spoke on drug addiction and depression and things like that. And I did that because I at one point was going through a rough time in my life. So I wrote it for me, but I also knew I could use it to reach people that felt the same way.
Okay.
So a bit of both.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that. Has hip hop helped you either overcome something in your life or help you explain better a part of your life that you can't necessarily just say?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, honestly. And I always tell people this when before I get on stage, or even after I get on off stage. I say, up there it feels like I'm being me. Up there it feels like I'm not pretending or anything. Up there it's like I can actually let all the shit out that I don't get to let out in day-to-day life. When I'm on stage and I'm like jumping around with the crowd and I'm like belting out my lyrics and the crowd's like clapping, I can just stand there and be like, yeah, I got to be me for a minute, and y'all love that shit and I love that shit.
Yeah. So
it's a freeing experience.
So what's going on inside your head? Do you see the crowd? You feel the crowd? You react to the crowd? Are things going crazy in your head? Or you just locked in, zoned out on your lyrics?
Things are going on, man. I can see everything going on. I have to keep a track of my movement. I keep a track of what I'm saying. I try to go with the beat and go with the vibe, whether like with how I how I deliver. Before I get on stage, man, my head's going crazy because I'm like, you know, the nervous vibe, the calm before the storm. And the second I hit stage and I talk to them, I can usually do a bit of crowd control, a bit of microphone controlling, and it just feels normal then.
You get nice and warm inside after that, right?
Yeah. Like at the Classified show, I'm gonna keep referencing this show because it was the most recent one, but
yeah,
at the Classified show, when I was on the mic, I told them, I said, I want y'all to know a little something about myself. This city is my home just as much as this stage is, and I'm glad as a motherfucker I can share my home with you. And they went nuts for that. And I was like, now I'm at home. This is my city.
I was born and raised in this city. This city is my home just as much as this stage is. And I am glad as a motherfucker I can share my home with every single one of y'all, man. Make some noise for yourselves first and foremost.
We talked about your previous project and your recent projects. So this time next year, what's going on with Typo? You got any tours planned? You back in the studio?
I was in talks about doing a tour this summer. So if it doesn't happen this summer, it will be happening next year indefinitely. I'm going to be releasing a lot more singles. I'm going to be putting into effect what I was just encouraging other artists to do. I'm going to be releasing more singles and pushing them with videos and with the Spotify promotions. Because if you do those in tandem, it should work out much better. And I'm just planning to move forward, man, and keep doing better than I did this year. That's the way you get to the best.
That's a fact. That is the true facts, man. All right, my brother. I think that pretty much covers it for now. No. I got another question for you.
Okay.
This one, matter of fact, I lined this one up for you and because I wanted to know. All right. You've made it. All right. Typo's headlining. Who's on stage with you?
I would say my brother King Cruff.
Okay.
My brother King.
He was on one of your tracks on. He was on.
He was on Me and My Gang.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I was checking it, man. All right. I just wanted to know. Just again, I didn't want you to have to feel like you excluded anybody.
No.
What have you? But I'm asking you to do my research because I'm going to look into him next.
Yeah, man. No, that's my bro. He just won the Fourth City London Music Award for best hip hop art, best hip hop artist in London this year. And he's been doing freaking crazy, man. He's been doing insane moves. I'm proud of him. That's my bro, man. He's a killer on the mic, and he's so multifaceted. Yeah, man. I'd have him up there.
Excellent, man. All right. Thank you very much for your time. We're going to put all your links down here. So, again, if anybody doesn't know about you, they can soon find out about you. And like I like to always say, if you didn't know, now you know. Typo, baby.
Cheers, brother.
All right, man. Thank you. Respect.
Yeah, peace out.